And good evening and welcome to Let's Talk. My name is James, and I started this show talking about the murder of Samantha Woll. I will continue to do so every weekday to help keep her story in the media and the spotlight. Now, a little bit about me. I have many years' experience in investigations, law research, court reporting. I conducted classes on interrogating witnesses and suspects, and also uh, instructed on how to deception detection techniques, and also went undercover on different assignments. Now, it gives me a kind of like a insight on this case uh, of Samantha Woll. And here's a summary. Samantha Woll, 40-year-old single woman from Detroit, was brutally stabbed to death at her residence at 6:30 a.m. Saturday, October 21st, 2023. That morning at 6:30, a neighbor had called 911 to report a body laying on the sidewalk on the 1300 block of Juliet Place in Lafayette Park area of Detroit. Now, I should backtrack a moment. I did say that she was stabbed to death at 6:30 a.m. That is when the body was found. Police arrived and determined the woman was stabbed to death from multiple stab wounds, uh, and that she had been dead quite a while. Now, a trail of blood led from the location of the body to the inside of her residence. The police had determined that is where the murder had taken place, and she then stumbled outside and fell to the ground where she was found. There was no forced entry, according to the police. There was no signs of anything like that, and a hate crime was motive was ruled out very quickly. That is the first thing they looked at, and the evidence that they have is leading them in a completely different direction. Now, they are keeping the information tight to the chest and not releasing out information except what the suspect would know. Now, sources have said there was no defensive wounds on Miss Wool, and she was the board president of the downtown synagogue of Detroit and was very politically active. She recently worked on a couple of campaigns, and also as a district director, deputy district director for a representative here in Michigan. Now, Wednesday, the 8th of November, police made an arrest in Kalamazoo of an unnamed male who reportedly went to Miss Wool's funeral and knew her. Uh, Early on, the police had stated they had specific people that were persons of interest, and that's what they were focusing on. It leads me to believe that there was evidence inside the residence that they've not uh, released, and it leads them to believe it's a domestic type situation, a domestic violence motive. Now, on Friday, that person that was arrested a few days later, the November 10th, he was released without being charged. Now, they were following and surveilling this person. They made the arrest in Kalamazoo and transported him to Detroit. And en route, he invoked his rights to speak with an attorney and stopped answering questions. And he has that right to do so. Uh, but for the police to arrest him on ambiguous statements that he had made, uh, they already were focused on that person That, in my eyes, that's what it tells me. Now they are saying that they are still working on the case and to be patient. They, meaning the police, but they have not given any updates since the middle of November. It's got to be at least 2-3 weeks ago that they gave a last update, and that's how we know. Again, the police, they're keeping the investigation very private, not releasing certain details about the case. And the chief had said they want to be very, very careful about what they release. Now, some of the things that they're I've noticed is that her cell phone and wallet were present. There was no forced entry, no defensive wounds, and it happened inside the apartment or the residence. So therefore, it wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a lying in wait. It wasn't a home invasion. Now, she went to a wedding the night before, and they said that she left alone, jovial and her normal self. Um, so did she pick somebody up, or was somebody home waiting for her to get home? Uh, was it a boyfriend? They have not released that type of information. The murder weapon, the stabbed multiple times, but have not answered any questions about the murder weapon, nor have any questions been put towards the police. Uh, as an investigator, that's the first thing I would have asked. Hey, what about the murder weapon? So, but again, they're not releasing that information possibly. So that is what we know. Um, is it a current boyfriend? Is it a love interest? Is it a coworker? Someone that was spurned? Their interests were not reciprocated. You know, many questions that are not being answered. So who knows? Anyways, that's all we know. So this needs to be solved soon. It has been going on since October 21st, and this can't be forgotten about. This is just one of those things that cannot be forgotten about. So I will plan on doing this show every day, every weekday until uh, the person is arrested and convicted. So please share your comments here. What do you think? Um, and share this out with your friends and on your media. Share on whatever platforms that you can share on, so Samantha's Woll's murder does not go under the rug. Thank you for coming and listening, and I will see you again tomorrow. Good night.